Hi, I'm Anna from astralladytarot in Amsterdam. Assuming you are indeed a beginner tarot reader, welcome to the world of tarot decks, journaling, shadow work, perhaps even magic spelled with a CK at the end, amongst other strange things you might find interesting. Here are 7, again, I'm assuming, unexpected or surprising tips for you if you've recently started your tarot journey. Unexpected tip number 1. Start reading for yourself. By that I mean start for yourself. Don't even think about reading for others just yet. Think about it, is that your motivation to be able to read for other people? And why? Or do you actually want to read for yourself and get to know yourself better? It's really about what's your motivation and what are you doing it for. And having that starting point really is actually a good point in your journey to sometimes get back to, as in, why did I start and what is motivating me? How did that motivation change or grow, or you know what I mean? So it can be good to get back to at some point in your journey to kind of level and see, why did you start? Why are you doing it now? Is it still in alignment? Is it actually a good, pure, healthy reason to start? Do it for yourself because you want to. Tip number 2, collect information. Read, watch, listen, and also feel and think for yourself. What's also fun is that it's nice to collect information from opposing standpoints, if you will. It's nice to fall into something that completely resonates with you right off the bat, or shares your views on the topic, but you might be surprised as to how you feel after reading something you thought you wouldn't agree with or like. I think it overall just makes you much wiser. I think if it didn't shake you up or shake you out of your set ideas, then at least you know how others might see this specific topic. Now, what really ties into this point of collecting information as much as you can is, I hear a lot of no time to read tarot cards all the time, so it takes a much longer time to actually learn the tarot and learn what it's really about, learn what it can really do for you. So what I did, what I felt I was completely immersed into the world of tarot, and basically still am, is if I don't have time to actually read the cards and learn from them with them in that practical way, then I read about it. Reading about tarot, even if it's just the most basic, simple first tarot book that just has the meanings of the cards, just read it front to back and see what sticks. Unexpected tip number 3. This one may sound a little mean, but I really mean well. Don't expect that knowing the individual meaning of each card makes you a tarot reader. Sorry. That's just like saying someone who just learned the alphabet, that person can read fluently out loud and understand what it meant, and know what it meant. So I would say, don't be in a rush. Take your time to deeply understand the meanings of the cards and the messages that come from them. Tip number 4, don't expect to ever stop learning. Having said that, try to avoid the good old tarot overwhelm, when it's all too much and there's just too much to learn. Because yes, there is a lot of information out there. So my point is, don't set goals. Don't bother setting goals when first tackling this stuff. It's a journey, okay? I didn't set goals, and that was definitely the way to go for me. It was so helpful in hindsight. I mean, it kind of was a very organic learning process. It was just very organic, and I really wish that learning process to, how does that sentence work? I really do wish that upon others. Anyway, I had no time limit and no idea of when I would, for instance, be done with the major arcana or learning the quartz or stuff like that, or even with finishing a book. That's all terribly unhelpful, I think, to put a time limit on that and setting these goals in a way that, okay, that's when I have to be finished. You know, when you really first start, you don't even actually know what you're getting into. Because let's face it, it's all occult knowledge, right? So the whole world opens up to you, and the whole world therefore also changes. Well, actually, because you change, you learn, and you get to see these things that you never paid attention to at first. And so, because you don't know what you're getting into anyway, trust me, you don't, might as well just not even bother with setting goals. Just learn it, and along the way, you'll find out, okay, I want to learn the Kabbalah, I want to learn numerology, you know what I mean? That's when you get to kind of like pick and choose what comes your way. At first, don't set goals. Just read, learn at your own pace. Make it as organic and natural as you possibly can. I think it really will make your relationship with the cards better and stronger and more authentic. Tip number 5. Analyze yourself. That's basically what a tarot reading is, or what a tarot reading does. Yes, tarot is a way to feel empowered, but there's nothing more empowering than accepting the roadblocks, the challenges along the way, and make it through that and coming out stronger. What I'm saying here is really know the difference between reading in the cards what you want to see and reading the true message that lies in front of you on the table. And then learn to embrace the dark as well as the light, and vice versa, because some people actually prefer to see the dark and ignore the light. It's all about balance and finding that balance. Tip number 6, and I know that this is not for everyone. Some people really don't like to write, but I do. And I also think that that's how you remember things. So please, give it a go. Write, journal. That's how you learn. That's how you analyze and remember. And even better, that's how you log your progress. Or should I say process? Process. Whatever. Tip number 7, the final tip of this video. Find what works for you. Now, I say this in a lot of my videos, but I really do stand for it. Not just because I have that little bit of a rebel inside of me here and there, but also just because I find it to be so true. We want an authentic experience. We want spirituality to be personal. So it should be. Don't simply accept any information that is given to you or that came your way. I don't know. I love the ancient tradition of tarot, and I put great importance in having a strong base, but that is how I see it. For instance, I want to figure out the meaning of life, of like how the universe works with the cards. That's the equivalent of saying, I want to figure out how I work. Because I have a universe inside me. I am the universe. The universe is me. So we're getting philosophical here on a very maybe shallow level, but that is the same as saying, I want to know the meaning in my life. I want to find the meaning in my life. I want to know how I work. It's your practice. It's yours. Just like someone else's practice is theirs. And that's it. That's 7 tips for a beginner tarot reader. I think I've successfully done the 7 unexpected tips for a beginner tarot reader. Apparently I'm supposed to remind you to subscribe, so here you go. And what did you think of this? Anything surprising? Anything you hadn't heard before? I'm actually curious. Let me know, and have a great day. Well, I'm not gonna take it because I'm gonna mess up the curtain, but my tarot journal is my tarot journey is right behind me. My tarot journal is on the shelf behind this curtain.